Hello everybody, welcome to Chief Architect Workshop. Today we are going to be working on a site plan. I started it, then I realized this would make a good little tutorial on how to use the two-dimensional qualities of Chief to do CAD work, stuff like site plans. So let's move forward. What we have here is started drawing actually I had a previous site that I just cribbed some stuff off of and erased it, and I have some stray information on it. Previous lot sizes. This is a project which street property line. This one, the property line runs through the center of the street. Property dimensions, and we are going to be placing some lots. Putting a street down the center, some lots, and seeing how many lots can we get out of this, so the developer can make a living at it. Okay. Interesting thing that I noticed here was we have 199 feet, 8 3/16 using a metric. Standard site input, which is feet and decimals. This is the dimension. Okay, that is the dimension of the. Let's get rid of this one. That's the wrong one. Let's see which one's the right one. Okay, see what happened? That is the, that's where that got. We want to put this dimensionally where it really, that belongs, right? That's very interesting. This one belongs there, and that whole thing belongs there. And that retains the 199 there. This is almost square, but not quite. And so what happens is some funky stuff starts to happen. See how we use it was broken here, and then we healed it back up, so now it's just basically 4 points, a polyline. Sides can move, etc. Those are the lot dimensions. Chief is showing them in feet and inches. We inputted them, say like 200.68 or 201.68. And what I've done is, let's just show what happens. Let's turn it all on. 201.42 is that. That is what our client gave us to work from. For a preliminary, this is how the property fits, and some houses on it. So, but I don't want to confuse the issue. So we turn that layer on and off. Let's go back to using, we have an all-on set. Let's go back to the plot plan set. So we can see how we have the dimensions for this site property line. I use this as a property line. Use a purple. Line weight of 100 to make it stand out. When we print it out, it'll be nice and bold. But that's that. It's almost square, so I'm pretty much going to treat it as a square for the sake of drawing. But now let me see what happens here. What I found was interesting. I was trying to take a dimension from here to here, but since it's not perfectly perpendicular, it won't quite do it. Interesting. Let me see. I just won't do it. So what I've done is I've just drawn some lines here. Whereas in this, since it's perpendicular off of this way, it's taking the dimensions. But then here it's freaking out. So I've drawn a line, and that's that little. What is that difference? It's about just under 200. It's a 1 foot difference over 444 feet. Just a okay, and that's throwing this dimension guy off if we're trying to just perpendicular stuff there. So that over that course of that thing, it's throwing the chiefer off just a little bit. So just use some lines to make it happen. All right, we got to put a street in there. And what I've done is I've taken a slab, started it, broke it in 2 points to try to create the street there, snapped it on top of the lines, 30-foot street, and let's put a 30-foot street down the center of this thing. So how do we do that? Let's see if we let's see what happens if we take that line, click it, change it to 30 feet, and now we have 58 and a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So let's see what happens. That's about 110, 60, so we got a ways to go. Let's see what happens if we do something like this. This is the lazy man's way of doing it, since I don't want to figure all this stuff out. Let's take a dimension from here to there, snap to that line. So we're at 83 and 80, and let's see if we just make, since this is the little big one, well, that's 80, make this 30. Using that. Oh, okay, that's cool. And that's snapping to there, so that's all we need to worry about. 86 and 83. We want to go pretty much down the middle. 83.5, 86. We really want about, let's add a foot to this guy, so let's go. Where's our dimension? 199.8. Let's add a foot here. Let's make this 84 foot 6. And don't worry about that 2 inches there. Oh, well, here we go. And then we'll make this, grab that, 30 feet. You know, you can do it with math, but hey, why do it easy when you could do it the fun graphical way? 84.6, 85.3. Let's go. All right. There. We got 84 gives us, what is that? 85. We have 1 foot 9 difference. Make this 85.3. So we'll go here. 85.3. Put it right there. 80.3. No, 30. What are we doing? And now we got 84.6. And nothing is not happening there. Should have gone the other way. Sorry. I should have gone to 84. Yeah, 84.6 here, what happened? And that'll be, there was 84.6, then that'll be 85.3. So we go to 85. Feet. And it's 84.9, 85. post for radio. Yeah. I'm just going to make that it. I'm just going to keep that like that. Just pick a point and make it fly. Alright, so now we have a road down the middle. And we want a buffer. We don't want, we don't want to come right next to the neighbor's property. So our first slot, I'm going to buffer it. Let's put a line. Let's put a dimension line for our first slot. Hello. Wait. First slot. Yeah, let's dimension that lot. Use the end-to-end dimension tool. It's perpendicular so that, yeah, let's create a 20-foot buffer. And go there, about a 20-foot buffer. There, let's, yeah, I don't know if we'll put the road here. So I like the cheap snaps to that line. It's kind of a row, but that's going to be our turnaround. Driveways for the houses will be there. Now we got to decide on. I think I wanted about a 60-foot lot width. So let's go. Let's draw a line here. And we're going to just keep it simple. This is schematic, so we're just going to, if it flies, we're going to give it to a civil engineer who's going to actually plat this out correctly. But this is just a design to chat with prospective investors. Also happen to be the property owners in this case. So if we go 60 feet, let's see what happens here. Let's do a multiple copy. I believe it's there. And then we want to set the copy interval to 60 feet. So now every time we draw that, every time we go to a multiple interval, so now we can go multiple copy interval. Right now, let's go pick that. Multiple copy, we've already got the interval set. Now we just drag that along there. And I want a buffer there. I do want a buffer there. I don't want to be end up on the road. I like 60 feet. That might just work out just fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lots. And those, I think I'm just going to leave that as a solid line versus dash. We're just going to say that those are the lots right there. Let's take another 60 feet, and then dimension there. Oh, pick it. 60 feet. Multiple copy. Already have our interval set. 5 and 6. Bada bing, bada boom. We got some lots. And then, buffer. And we buffer up front and back. And I'll show you why buffer is important if we turn all layers on. All on set. See, like if you had you put a shed back there, a garage back there, you'd be right up on top of the guy. And the current setbacks here are about 40. Yeah, here you can see there's the 40s. And right there, we don't want the buildings to be right on top of Schomburg Road. Yeah, so that's a good setback. That's a good buffer. I think that all works just peachy. Oh, so let's turn this off. Yeah, for presentation purposes, we might just leave all that. In which case, we'll do that. And but I can't see what's going on with that graphic, so I'm going to go back to and what I did to scale this is you can this is an image, scanned it, and we knew what the dimensions are, so you can create 2 points and use some math ratios to scale it up and down. You can grab it from here, and once you know what your ratios are, you can convert it right there. Once you know what the difference is and what your ratio is, you can use some mathematical skills to convert the image to the correct scale, to the real world scale, basically, because you draw in real world and you plot in scale, and your dimensions are set to scale. Those of us who have had drafting class back in high school. And that's okay. Let's turn this off. We want to go back to the plot plan set. Okay, yeah, kind of like that buffer. And so what we're going to say is approximately, we are just going to, that 12 and 12 is just like pretty freaking ridiculous. I don't even know why I'm going to try to do it accurately. Kind of compulsive, I guess. So, here's our lots. We can go da 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 da. I do not want to see how I want to present this. Okay, now we are going to just clean it up a little bit, and just take our site, our divisions there. And really, the only question that the investors had was, what is the how many lots can we get under? And they wanted 12, so they were shooting for 12, and it looks like they got their 12. And now we got to tell them how big it is, so when they try to sell the individual lots, they can, and tell them that it's X amount. Okay, so let's just continue. We trimmed them all. Okay, how big are these lots? And we're just going to reorient this. Flip this guy around. Let's do an area calc. You do an area calc, you take your polyline, snap it there. There it is there. That's how big that thing is. They're each going to be the same. We go take a look at some general info on it. The polyline has an area of 5,088. We round down. We're going to say 5,088. That's not bad. 5,088. So the lots will be 5,088 square feet. 5,088 square feet. A little bigger than the other ones we were doing for a previous scheme. Actually, we could just delete those. delete that. Let's just delete this. Let's delete all these. Alright, we deleted a bunch of stuff. We're going to annotate this stuff here. We know we have 60 feet, so we can take this object. We have this set to 60 feet. We could multiple copy it. Multiple copy. Let's see, do I have a multiple copy icon? No, let's go to here. See if I get the multiple copy icon. I do. And did it take it? Yes, it did. Okay. What it was showing me was the starting points of the text. So there we are. Control C, Control V. Kind of line it up, even though this is a preliminary. What do you call it? Kind of. Yeah, let's see, that's a little up there, so I'm going to slip it down just a little bit here. Something like that there. Let's see. A lot. Bottom of the L, bottom of the L. Pretty darn close. We'll take it. And now we'll set to 60, so there we are. And we don't need, that's not a lot. It's our buffer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can just call 1, 2, 3. Well, we don't need to edit. Lot 2. And just change each and every one. Alright, now we did lot 6. I want to show you everything because it's kind of boring this, but just to show you how the editing capabilities of Chief. Oh, that lot 7. Call this lot 8. And this lot 9. Just gonna add a 0 there. I don't know what happened to it. Not 10. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lot 5. Lot 6. And so we messed up our 6. Oh, here it is. Screw that up. And okay, lot 7. This is lot 8. That's where we messed up. Not too quick with the editing. And so on. Okay, we've labeled all lots. I'll be there. We're 60 feet across. We're going to get rid of some of our lines. We're going to say that the 85 is pretty much our about 85, aren't they? I'm going to say they're basically 60 by 85. Lot size, typical lot size 60 by 85. Let's put a big note to that effect. So we just go to text. Let's find our text. Typical lot Shannon, I am not working today. Typical lot dimension size is 60 feet. 25 feet. And hit OK. That's kind of small, puny out, so what I want to do is we're going to go to custom style. That was 60, but really this has got to be about 90. And we're going to make it bold. And now I got a big note. Yeah, we can even do more with that note. Let's do more with that note. Let's go. What do we say? What was that? What's the square footage? Jeez. 5,080 feet. 5,000. Typical lot size. Approximately 588 square feet. And that's what these guys want to know. How big is it? How big is it? Alright. And there's 6 lots. There's lot 12. And the buffers. And so now we can do a fun thing with radius. Let's go to our CAD. Radius. Cut that out. There we go. Now that's. Those are. We're going to do radiuses. Okay, let's turn this off. Go back to plot plan set. Oh, we just edited instead of trying to figure out the radiuses. We just stretch these a hair to make it more look like a flare, since this is preliminary architectural stuff. There we go. He's got his lots. He's got a site plan. He can talk turkey. And we are going to call it a day.